like butterflies? I love butterflies. And did you know that some people actually plant butterfly gardens? And when they're planting a butterfly garden, then they try to choose all of the plants that butterflies like the most. And so, to figure out which plants attract the most butterflies, people had to do studies. And today, we're going to kind of do one of those studies ourselves. So here I have two kinds of plants. And I want you to pretend that you're the scientist. So imagine that you have these two types of plants, and you want to figure out which type of plant will make the most butterflies come. So, you can watch. If you look closely, you can see there's some butterflies on this plant. There's also some butterflies on this plant. But we want to know which plant has the most butterflies. So let's try counting the butterflies on each plant. On this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 butterflies on this plant. On this plant, we have 1, 2 butterflies. Let's write that down on the board. So on the blue plant, we had 5 butterflies. And then on the pink plant, we had 2 butterflies. So we need to know which plant had more butterflies so that we can tell which plant would be a good one to put in a butterfly garden. Well, let's figure this out by drawing circles. So 5 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll write 2 circles by the 2, 1, 2. And now, can you tell which plant had more? Look, these can match up, these can match up. But look, we still have more when this group ran out. So 5 is more than 2. 5 is a bigger number than 2. So we know that this plant had more butterflies. Now sometimes we need to find which group has less. For example, when people are growing a vegetable garden, they don't want a lot of those bugs that come and eat the plants. And so there are certain plants that they can grow that kind of keep bugs away, and not as many bugs come around when you grow that type of plant. So let's do another experiment and look at these 2 plants down here. So you can see I have this type of plant and I have this type of plant. Which plant do you think would kind of keep away the bad bugs? That's right, it would be the plant that has less bugs eating it. So let's count the bugs on each of the plants, and then we'll compare to find out which one is less. Well, this plant has 1 bug. Now let's look at this other plant. This other plant has 1, 2, 3, 4 bugs. Which plant has less? Let's write the numbers up on the board. So our first plant had 1 bug on it, and our other plant had 4 bugs. What is the smaller number, 1 or 4? Do you know? Well, if you're not sure, you can always draw a picture. So if we drew 1 square by the 1, and if we drew 4 squares by the 4, 3, 4, then it's really easy to tell which group has less. This group. So that means that this plant is the plant that has less bugs. So you see, sometimes it's really important to be able to know which group has more, and other times we need to know which group has less. And it depends on the situation. So it's really good to be good at both. So for your practice, you'll get to do some problems kind of like this. Click on the group that has more. Can you find it? Is 2 bigger or is 5 bigger? Which group has more? That's right, it's this group. If you imagine putting these together with an imaginary line, you could put these two together and then you'd have all these more. So 5 is more. You'd click on it and push next. Let's do one more. This time you need to click on the group that has less. Which one has less? That's right, the group with 2. See how 2 is less than 3? So you'd click on it and then push next. All right, it's your turn. Good luck.